Hi guys, welcome back to another video. As you can tell from the title, today we are going to be demoing and testing out the new e.l.f. Putty Cream Bronzers that released a couple weeks ago. I ordered mine a bit ago. Actually, once I saw that they were available on e.l.f.'s Instagram, I ran over to the website and ordered them. They've just been sitting in the box for a little bit, so I'm finally getting the chance to open them and test them out with you guys for the first time. So it looks like e.l.f. is getting on the cream bronzer train, just as a lot of other makeup brands are recently that I can think of. I think Anastasia Beverly Hills has come out with a cream bronzer. Jaclyn Cosmetics, Mario, Makeup by Mario has a cream bronzer. I think his is in a stick. And then a couple other brands that are escaping me off the top of my head that have come out with cream bronzers. Of all the ones that have been released, honestly, e.l.f. ones caught my attention the most. Number one, because of the price and the affordability. And number two, just because I am familiar with the e.l.f. formulas. Overall, 9 times out of 10 they work out for me. I did use their Putty Blush in a video doing an almost full face of e.l.f. products. I'll link it somewhere in the description box below or here in the cards so you guys can see how that went. So getting back into the e.l.f. Putty Bronzers, again, affordability is what tied me in. These are $6 each and they come in 5 shades. I purchased 3 of the 5. The only ones I'm missing is the lightest shade and the deepest shade in their collection. So I have the shade Honey Drip, I have Golden Daze, and then I also have Bronzed Belle. So those are the 3 shades that I have, and they seem to be different undertones, which is why I bought all 3, just because I wasn't sure which undertone I would be. In that e.l.f. order that I placed, I also picked up a brush, and this is actually the e.l.f. Putty Blush brush. I didn't realize it was for the blush, but maybe we can try it with these cream bronzers and see how it goes. It does look like a duo fiber brush, kind of more of a stippling brush, so this is something that we may look at as well. I do typically use a cream bronzer slash contour on a day-to-day basis when I am doing my makeup. Lately I've been using the Milk Makeup Stick cream bronzer in the shade Baked. I actually found that at Marshall's a while back and I hadn't tried it before, but prior to that I had been using the Huda Beauty Tantour cream contour. Let me actually pull it out so you guys can see. So like I said, I've been using the Huda Beauty Tantour and I have mine in the shade Light. I am more of a light medium skin tone. In the summertime, I tend to lean a bit more medium. So this is the Huda Beauty shade on the inside. Again, I have this shade Light, and the Milk Makeup bronzing stick or cream bronzer in the shade Baked, which I'm sure many of you guys are familiar with. Again, I found mine at Marshall's. So that is the shade, and we can do some side-by-side swatches as well. But let's get into the e.l.f. ones. So they do seem to be the same size as the Putty Blush. They're a relatively small size, a little bit bigger than maybe like a gel eyeliner pot. And this is the shade Honey Drip that I'm going in with. So that is the shade on the inside. I'm hoping the lighting isn't too bright so you guys can see that shade. And I'm going to go ahead and go in with my finger. Wow, it's really creamy. It seems to be warming up well. And so that is the shade on my finger. And I'm going to go ahead and do a swatch here. So that is the shade Honey Drip. I'm going to dip back in and go 1 over just to see. They seem really creamy and it seems like it's going to be really easy to blend. That wasn't the best swatch there. So that's Honey Drip. That's looking like a pretty good shade. The undertone of this shade looks a bit warm, maybe warm neutral, but not too warm. The next shade is Golden Daze, and this is the middle one. So that is the shade on the inside. So this one definitely seems a bit warmer, maybe has a tad bit more orange compared to the Honey Drip. And we're gonna go into this one. And so that's it on my middle finger right there. And I'm gonna go ahead and do a swatch right under the Honey Drip. Okay, so you've got Honey Drip on top and then Golden Daze on bottom. You can definitely see a bit more of a, am I seeing like a red undertone in that one? And then last but not least, we have bronzed Belle's. So this is what the shade looks like on the inside. This is the deepest of the 3 shades that I have, and there's 1 shade deeper than bronzed Belle. And that is it on my ring finger. That one does seem really pigmented, and I'm gonna go ahead and swatch that. Okay, so there we have the 3. I'm hoping I am in frame with showing you guys these swatches. I'll try if I can to take a video and insert a video of the swatches as well so you guys can see. I feel like I could also use Honey Drip, which is the lightest of the 3 that I have. The undertone seems to be a bit more neutral. Golden Daze, the undertone seems to be a little too red for my complexion. So I guess what we can do is we can start off with Honey Drip on one side and see how that goes, and then we can move into Bronze Belle on the other side and see what that looks like. And here I am again, swatching all over my arm and wearing a light colored shirt. I swear I never learn. Let's just hope I don't get these bronzer swatches all over my shirt or all over my white table. So let's go in with Honey Drip. And what I'm gonna do with the shade is I'm actually gonna use the typical brush that I would use for my cream contour. I use this type of brush. I've had it for a long time. The name brand has since rubbed off. I'm pretty sure I received this in a BoxyCharm years ago. I wanna say it's a crown brush. But it is pretty dense, not as dense as a kabuki brush, but this is the type of brush that I like to use with cream bronzers. It's stained, but it is clean. What I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna dip into here and then apply it as I normally would. And just for reference, I have not powdered my face. I did just apply my foundation. I actually used the e.l.f. CC cream today, but I haven't powdered. The only powder that I used was under my eyes. Okay, so we've got some on the brush, and what I usually do is I go a little bit higher than the hollows of my cheeks, and I like to stamp it. Okay, so there we go. We've got that initial lay down. Not super pigmented, but I definitely don't mean that in a bad way. I am definitely getting that contour bronze, and let's not judge my contouring skills. So, but it is melting really well into the foundation. So there you can see this side compared to this side with no cream bronzer. And whatever's left on the brush, I just like to take it down on my jawline, not necessarily adding any more product. Wow, it's really creamy. It doesn't seem matte. It seems like it has a little bit of a natural sheen. Yeah, it looks like a natural sheen to it. So far, so good. One con I'm gonna say right off the bat is I do wish that this was bigger so you could actually fit a brush in there, the whole brush, instead of having to like smush my brush to get it to fit in there. Okay, let's go on the forehead. And I'm just doing this side of my face with this shade. Okay, so far so good. I think if you're a beginner with cream bronzers or even cream contour, I think this might be a great product for you so far because it doesn't go on too heavy or super pigmented, and you have time to work with it. I will say when you're doing cream products, whether it's blush or specifically in this case bronzer, avoid buffing. Do more of a pressing motion into your skin. It's gonna help it look a little more natural in my opinion, and it's less risk of you moving something else around. And again, just taking whatever's left over on the brush and pressing it against the side of my nose. I think this tone for me is actually pretty good. I'm pretty happy with that. Let's go ahead and try the let's go ahead and try the Bronze Belle on the other side and see what that looks like. And for the Bronze Belle, I'm actually gonna use that Putty Blush brush. Let's hope that works. Let's hope that works. I might regret this. This is typically not the type of brush that I would use for cream bronzer, but I'm just dipping the brush in, and we're gonna do the same thing. I guess this kind of brush is good if you want more of a precise application. Or maybe I'm just not used to using this type of brush. You can see, there you go. So you can definitely see it on there, but again, it's not super pigmented. It's not looking muddy. It's meshing well with the foundation. Again, I am wearing the e.l.f. CC cream, and underneath I have the Milk Hydro Grip primer. I feel like with this brush, it kind of just blended into nothing there. So I'm just gonna pick up a little bit more. I wanna even it out with the other side. Okay, not a fan of that brush with this product. I am gonna take the same brush that we used on this side, just gonna wipe it off on this makeup towel that I have here to get as much excess product off that I can. And then I am gonna go back and use this brush. We're gonna do the same thing, just dip it in. I just like the way this one blends and presses it into the skin compared to that other brush. Granted, that is supposed to be a blush brush and not a bronzer blush, so not the brush's fault, my fault on that one. Okay, there we go. So you can totally see the difference in the colors. This is deeper compared to this one. For me, depending on how much of a tan I have going on, I may be able to use this shade. Right now I'm not super tan, but I think for a more, you know, my typical light medium skin tone that I am, this one is gonna be a great match. It's looking more natural versus this one is looking quite a bit deeper than what I am used to. So I'm just looking here over, and I am starting to see here, you guys probably can't see it on camera, it looks like it's separating a little bit, but I think that's mainly from the peach fuzz that I have on my face. At least I'm hoping that's what it's from. If I go back in and kind of tap it out, it goes away without taking away any of the pigment. And I typically do set my face with a powder and then go back in with the powder bronzer on top anyway. So as long as it's able to blend out and I'm not setting those patches, then I don't have a problem with it. Okay, so those are the two sides. Again, Honey Drip on this side and Bronze Belle on this side. Bronze Belle is definitely not the correct shade for me right now. This looks way more natural and not as harsh. So noted, Honey Drip is my shade. So if you're of a light medium complexion with more of a warm yellow undertone, leaning olive tones, then this might be the shade for you. Just for reference, in terms of their CC creams, I'm kind of between shades. I'm hoping e.l.f. will expand on their CC cream shade range because I find myself between the 240N and the 330W. Maybe if they had a 240W, that would work. And then the 330W is just a smidge too warm. So I often mix the two, but if I mix them in the incorrect ratios, then it's gonna turn a little more orange. So it's just, I feel like they're missing a shade or two in between those two shades. That's quite a wide jump between the two. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and finish the rest of my face and we will come back and talk about how it worked with the rest of the products and what my final thoughts are. Alrighty, and we are back. So as you can tell, I just did something really super light today in terms of the makeup for the bronzer that I use to set, I guess, my cream contour. I just use what I typically use. I use the Take Home the Bronze bronzer from the Balm Cosmetics, and mine is in the shade Oliver. As you can see, it is very well loved. This is what I usually use on top of my cream contour. And then I totally forgot, but for blush, I use the e.l.f. blush from the e.l.f. XX Jen Atkins palette. This is the medium palette, and I should have used the bronzer in this palette instead, but I totally forgot. So with all the other products layering on top, this is what it's looking like. I'm hoping you guys can see. So again, this side is Honey Drip. This is the second to the lightest shade out of the 5 shades that they released. And I'm really not seeing any more of that patchiness that I mentioned earlier. And then on this other side, on my left side, I have the shade Bronzed Belle, which you can tell is deeper than the other side. Also, another e.l.f. product that I am using in today's video is their new mascara. This is the Big Mood e.l.f. mascara. I believe this retails for like $6 or $7. I could be wrong, and I've been using this for the past few days and I'm actually really loving it. It's the only mascara I have on my lashes today. I feel like it does help volumize and lengthen, and it has a huge brush. If you guys want an extended review on this product, let me know in the comments below and we can definitely do that. So overall, with the e.l.f. Putty Bronzers, my final thoughts, my first impressions, because again, this is my first time using them, is I think for the $6, if you're looking to dabble in cream products and you are not quite sure what to get, I would say this is a great way to dive in without breaking the bank, because the Milk Makeup Bronzing Stick and the Huda Beauty are upwards of $20, if not more, for either one of those, and most cream products that are on the market, especially high-end, are over 20 bucks. So again, a great way to dip your feet in, per se. In terms of the formula, from what I can tell, it's really blendable, easy to work with, but maybe too blendable to a point that if you blend it too much, you could actually blend it out into nothing. So I would say take into consideration what type of brush you're using. I would recommend a denser packed brush versus something like this, or a more flimsy brush. You definitely want something that's more dense and more compact. And in terms of how it's working with the other products, it being e.l.f. or other products, because I am wearing other products on my face that are not e.l.f., so far so good. Unfortunately, today I won't be able to do like a wear test and let you know how long it lasts during the day. I actually have to go to training in about 45 minutes. So after I'm done filming this video, I'm gonna have to wipe this off and change and get ready. But I am going to continue to use these, and I can update you guys in the comment section below. If this is your first time swinging by my channel, welcome. Thanks for checking out my video. Make sure to hit the like button if you enjoyed it. Leave me a comment below. Let me know if you have tried the e.l.f. Putty Bronzers and what your thoughts are. And if you are a returning subscriber or even a returning viewer, for all my returning subscribers, thank you very much. I really do appreciate it. And for all my returning viewers, welcome back. Happy to see you guys coming back. But don't forget to hit that subscribe button. It really helps me out. And leave me a comment. Let me know what you think of these types of videos, or if you have any suggestions on other types of videos that you would be interested in seeing. Again, leave me a comment below. Have a great rest of your day, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye.